Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Olivia, and this video is going to be a bit different. I know it's going to be kind of the same of what I posted in the past, but this is basically a video explaining why I have been posting. And due to what YouTube's guidelines are, sorry, I'm stumbling, but due to what YouTube says in their guidelines, I cannot mention the certain name for it, but I will be talking about what is going on in the world, the global pandemic. So I just want to give a quick trigger warning for anything I will be talking about, death and funerals and the pandemic. So if you get triggered by any of that stuff, please click out. But anyways, so what I'm going to be talking about, like I said before in the little warning or the trigger warning, is that I will be talking about the global pandemic. And I know I'm very lucky. I am fully vaccinated. My whole family is. And I'm very grateful that we have access to being able to be vaccinated. And I'm also very lucky because there is nobody that I actually know that has a great grandmother that was alive still. She was alive during this time. So my great grandmother, her name is Ellen. She is 89. She was born September 6, 1931. And unfortunately, she passed away May 23rd, 2021. So she was almost at her 90th birthday, but unfortunately didn't make it. So basically, my great grandmother lives in, it's not a nursing home, but it's a home, and she lives like in an apartment almost. And my mom is actually the sole caretaker to her, or was the sole caretaker to her. And so she was deaf in both ears. She suffered a massive stroke, and her speech was permanently slurred. Sorry, it's been a long day. And she couldn't really talk anymore, and you couldn't really understand what she was saying. So my mom, like I said, she was her sole caretaker, and so she would go up every week, call her every day, talk to her, make sure she's got all of her medicine, because she had not seizures, I forget the name of it, but she had some other medical problems that she had to take a lot of medication for. And she had hearing aids, and she usually always forgot to put her hearing aids in. So my mom would always have to go up there and remind her, put your hearing aids in so you can hear your phone, and you can hear whatever that line is, that voicemail, that's what it is, that you can hear your voicemail, so that if your inbox is full, it will tell you that it's full. Like, she was just kind of reminding her. But I mean, she's 89, she doesn't really understand technology. The most that she's had is a flip phone. But like I said, she was born in 1931, and this is 2021, so she doesn't really know much of the technology these days. So my great grandmother, Ellen, she was fully vaccinated, and my birthday is May 1st, and so my birthday this year was on a Saturday, and so we had planned to go to lunch and go to a mall and do some shopping. And unfortunately, my mom, she was constantly calling my great grandmother, and she wouldn't pick up, and so she was starting to get worried. And so my grandmother, we call her Yaya, my sister and I do, my Yaya actually called her as well. And my Yaya, she lives in Connecticut. But this is just like a whole background story kind of thing before I get to what actually happened. But basically, my grandmother, Yaya, was calling her. She couldn't pick up, and then my Yaya still had a number of an old friend that lives in the same building as my great grandmother did. So she called her and said, hey, can you go check on Ellen for a little second because she's not answering her phone and we're kind of worried. And she was like, yeah, no problem. So she went to check on her, and apparently she had fallen the night before and she hit her head, and her head was, it was bleeding at one point, but it was like dried, and she couldn't get up essentially. So yeah, grandmother couldn't get up, so the friend of hers called back my yaya called my mom. So we had already eaten lunch. We got like a bun cake kind of thing. I don't remember the name. I think it's a bun cake. And we were on our way to a mall, and we were in the mall and everything. And then we were driving back home from the mall when my mom got the call that my great grandmother had fallen, and she literally could not get herself up, and her door was locked, so the other lady couldn't even get into her house to help her up, or at least try to. So we got home. My mom immediately called 911. She drove up to my grandmother's apartment building and met the paramedics there. They took her in the ambulance. So my mom was gone for, we got back at like 4, it was like 10 o'clock by the time, it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, something around there when she actually got back home. And so she called me, and because it was still my birthday, and she called me and she's like, if you want, you can go ahead and open your presents, it's okay, I'll understand. And I said no, because I wanted to wait for her. No matter how late it got, I wanted to wait for her because I wanted to make sure that my great grandmother was okay. So my mom comes home. She tells us that great grandma's fine. She's just in the hospital. They need to do some tests just for precautionary measures, but it was getting too late. And because of the pandemic, rules changed, so she wasn't actually allowed to be there. So she waited, and then the tests were going to take a few days to actually get the results back. So my mom went home, and we had cake, ice cream, open presents, and then the next day we get the test results back from my great grandmother, and she's fine. She hurt her legs, so she needed a bit of physical therapy. Meanwhile, I mean, she's 89 years old, so her body is very fragile and very frail. So she had to go get physical therapy. Now, they do run the test to whether if you test positive or negative for what is going on in the world. And my grandmother tested negative both times that they tested her at the hospital. Then she goes to the rehab center for physical therapy, and she gets tested twice. Both are negative. And then they do like daily testing kind of, and then she gets tested again, and she tests positive. So they had to isolate her. They retested her. She was still positive. They brought her back to the hospital, tested again, tested positive, and that is unfortunately where she passed away. She passed away May 23rd. She went into the physical therapy, I think like May 6th or something. I'm not sure how long it was. She passed away May 23rd of this year at 89 years old. So fast forward a week, maybe like a few days, because in like the 40s, because my great grandmother married somebody named Ray Cook, which is how she got her last name, Ellen Cook. I don't think I mentioned that, but unfortunately he had passed away. So he fought in Korea, he fought in Vietnam, and so a few years later he passed away. So in the 40s, my great grandmother actually bought a lot so she and her second husband could be buried next to each other. And when Ray had passed away, Ray was buried in that lot that she bought for him, and she would be buried next to him whenever she passed away. So basically what happened was that it's in Woodstock, where she bought the lot for them to be buried. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry, so I'm talking very low, and I've been singing all week because I had choir camp, so I do apologize. But basically, we went down to Woodstock, we had the funeral, we signed the little, like, there's a book that you can sign, and then you write your first and last name, and then what you are to her, like best friend, sister, daughter, grandma, great grandma, like that kind of stuff you would write. So like, or not great grandma, but like great granddaughter or granddaughter, like that kind of stuff. So basically, my sister, she actually sang a song that my great grandmother wanted at her funeral. So she sang, if you know me, I am not in any way religious. I don't pray. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But my family is very Christian. My sister, she's Christian, but she's not like my mom, because my mom grew up, she was born in 1971, and she grew up a full-on Christian girl. She went to Sunday school, she went to church every day, so, excuse me, but we were both religious, and then I decided that I didn't want to have religion when I was 14, so I'm not an atheist, but I am non-religious. But anyways, basically, what happened was that after my sister sang, the priest gave all of us family members roses, like white roses. It's like symbolizing like a we'll never forget you kind of thing. And we all lined up, and he would give us a rose, and we would lay it on her casket. And for me personally, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it was very hard. I was actually one of the people that helped carry her casket, and before my birthday, was maybe about a week before my birthday, was the last time that I actually saw my great grandma. Because then it was my birthday, and she fell, and she went into the hospital, then the rehab center, and then back into the hospital where she passed away. So I knew that she had passed away, but for some reason it didn't really click in my mind. Like, I cried, but I didn't cry as much as I thought I would. And then they opened the car where her casket laid, and I just completely lost it. I completely broke down. So it was very hard, and me and my mom, my dad, and other family members helped carry her casket, because we had to lift it like maybe 6 feet in the air, so we needed all the like manpower that we could get. And it felt weird for me, because I originally wasn't going to do anything in the funeral, but I was like, I want to do something, because she is my great grandmother. My sister's singing at her funeral, and I'm just sitting there doing nothing, and I don't feel right not doing anything. So I helped carry the casket, and after we put the roses on, they took them off as they were lowering her casket, and we did not stay. I don't know if anybody else did, but I know my family did not stay to watch that, because I have only ever been to one other funeral, and that was my uncle, well, great uncle rather, and that was 2014, I think. So this is my first funeral in years. And of course, because of the pandemic and virtual school, I kind of just gave up in life. And it sucks to say that, but I was so numb to a point where I didn't get out of bed. I mean, I had virtual school, so I was literally laying in bed my entire day. And my dad emailed all of my teachers and even my counselor, and they all know, and from junior year, and he emailed them. They all sent their condolences, which I really appreciate. It was not like you didn't have to, but they did, and I really appreciate it. And my teachers were like, hey, if you need to log off early, just send me a private message and you can leave. And I said okay, and I kind of got some leniency when it came to tests and quizzes that first couple weeks after funeral, because I told my teachers, hey, I'm not okay. I don't feel okay. I don't feel right. I feel really upset. So if I don't do well, I really apologize. And they're like, it's okay. Just do your best. Remember that it's important to be upset. It's important to grieve. And it was really important. Anyways, I know this video is kind of long and I do apologize, but that is the main reason that I have not been uploading. Also, it was my sister and my mother's birthday, so we spent the days with them, and then I had choir camp, so I didn't really have any time to film, but I am filming a back to school glow up kind of thing and a back to school supplies haul kind of thing. I don't know if I'm going to combine the two videos. I might make them like back to school glow up plus haul, like that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure. I haven't really figured that out yet, but I just wanted to come on here and say, because I know I haven't posted for like 4 weeks or something like that, and I've given no notice whatsoever on any social media of why I haven't been posting on YouTube. So to answer your question, if you do have it, yes, I am writing this summer. Actually, will link my Instagrams or put them, I don't know how to link them for some reason, but I'll put both my Instagrams in the description box below, so then that way you can still follow a bit of my writing journey in case I don't post it on YouTube. But basically all we've been doing is groundwork, and groundwork, it's very important, don't get me wrong, but that's all we've been doing. We've been cantering and trotting and working on elevating and posting throughout for like hour, so it just for an hour rather, sorry. But anyways, I am going to go now and I'm going to edit this video. It's already edited as I'm filming this portion, but anyways, I'm gonna go and I will see you all eventually. I don't know when I'm going to be posting again. I'm going to try to be on my game and post every Sunday again, but I don't know when school is going to be chaotic. We start school August 23rd, and the rule is we have to wear a mask, but there's no social distancing in place. We don't have to wear them outside, so like if you're in PE and you go outside, you don't have to wear them, although I'm a senior, I don't take PE. But if you go outside, you do not have to wear a mask. Like I said, no social distancing. Like, it's going to be very chaotic and it's going to be very crowded, so I don't know how I'm going to be able to film while still kind of being comfortable and trying to make it to class on time. Anyways, but yeah, but I'll try to vlog as much as I can. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go. Sorry, this is a very, very long ending to this video, but